Owen, we realized he was memorizing Disney animated movies, and it was a stunning moment where he, at one point, we were watching The Little Mermaid, where Ariel loses her voice, and what does the sea witch says?
Ursula says, just your voice.
Now, Owen was murmuring. He was saying juicer voice. We thought he wanted more juice, and all of a sudden we realized he's saying just your voice. Yeah. This is a moment of revelation like Annie Sullivan and Helen Keller in our family. And at that point, we're like, oh my God, he's still in there. Now, this goes on for years where Owen's murmuring bits of gibberish from these movies. The doctor says this is called echolalia. He doesn't understand what he's saying. It's just like a parrot memorizing sound. But then when he is almost 7 years old, I grab a puppet, Gilbert Gottfried. Of course, who is he?
The voice of the hilarious evil parrot Iago.
The sidekick to the villain Jafar in Aladdin. I hold up the puppet.
It's by Applause, that toy company.
Yeah, I know. It's a $98 puppet by Applause. Owen remembers that. And I say, Owen, how does it feel to be you? And what did you say?
I say not good because I don't have any friends.
And this is the first conversation we really have.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it felt what? Like a breakthrough? Did it?
It felt like a breakthrough, yep.
And then after a few minutes, Owen answers me in the voice of Jafar. And what do you say?
I love the way your foul little mind works.
At that moment, we realized we could converse in Disney dialogue. And that's what we did for years. We spoke to each other in Disney dialogue. Now, Owen had memorized 50 Disney movies, the entire things. And we just went movie to movie to find situations that would help him with social, emotional growth, understanding himself, situations, and more importantly, the world around him, which Owen does now with enormous mastery. He uses movies as a map, a code breaker, for not just himself, but for everyone in America.
But you don't. Do you still need movies?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because you can communicate without them as well.
Yeah.
But still, movies provide kind of a mirror and a map for you, don't they?
Yeah, like a mirror, yeah.
Owen, how about this? Owen recently had issues with a girlfriend and a breakup, and now he's moved on. He loves Disney still, but he's moved on to some other movies. And tell them what you use, just the Michael Caine part. So one of Owen's movies he's using now is Batman. Michael Caine plays Alfred,
yep.
And there was a scene he used to help get him up in the morning when he was in despair over a breakup with a girlfriend. And which one was it?
Why do we fall, sir? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up again.
Just replaying that scene and doing the parts, just like we all do. We use these movies to help us make our way. They're the great embraced content of this era. That people use as mirrors.
And you are here because your own movie, basically, is coming out on Friday.
It is, and it's providing example and inspiration for autistic people around the world to be seen as different and not less. You know, Owen just processes the world in a different way. It's no less than ours, it's just different.
But also Owen has an understanding of his condition and is able to, you're able to articulate it and talk. I think you've spoken at academic conferences, haven't you?
Yep.
What did you say at the end of the speech in France?
I'm a proud autistic young man.
Ready to meet a world. And what did you say at the very end? Full of, what was it?
Full of wonder.
You know, the idea of being a proud autistic man and being proud of the way he is a big leap into a kind of dignity. And I dare say even justice in the way not only Owen feels, but the way the world is more and more seeing folks with autism. Okay. And that's part of what's so powerful about the movie.
And also, I mean, I'm so curious to know from you how it was when you were young and your dad started speaking to you in Disney language.
It was so wonderful.
Was it a little weird, too?
And a little weird, too, but mostly wonderful.
But also Mom and Walter, your older brother, we all played characters.
Uh-huh.
We did the Jungle Book first, remember?
Yep.
And you were who?
Mowgli.
I was Baloo.
Baloo.
Mom was who?
Bagheera, and Walter was King Louie.
And that's how we did it. And you know what's interesting is that now we have families all over the world doing the same thing.
Okay, because it's unlocked the same communication problems in other families.
And it's not just Disney. It's Harry Potter, Star Wars, Thomas the Tank, any number of things. It's whatever the kid loves It's their passion. For a long time, we thought an autism was a prison, like an obsession. Now we realize it's a pathway. You've got to get in there, live in there with them in this underground cavern they build. And together, you all tend to be able to emerge together into sunlight.
And Owen, you clearly have a phenomenal memory, don't you? And an incredible ability with voices.
Yep.
Well, Owen, you're hoping in the UK you're hoping to meet a couple people. Who?
Rowan Atkinson, John Cleese, and Eric Idle.
Well, you've met many of the famous American actors who come to meet you because they're so fascinated by your memory and the way you use their movies. So give me so Rowan was in Lion King. What did he play?
He was the voice of Zazu, the British upper-class comedic hornbill bird.
Okay, and so what does he say to Simba? What are one of the many lines?
Oh, young master, one day you will be king. Then you can chase all those stupid mangy poachers from dawn until dusk.
Oh, and I feel like I'm sitting with Rowan Atkinson right here in the studio.